lit, we live, man. Let's see who pull up. Go like this. Pull up and put it in park, man. Oh, I forgot. This is how this one go. See who pull up in here and put it in park. We lit, we live. Prayers up, blessings up. We lit, we live. Let's see who pull up. I want to talk about communication skills, man. I want to talk about a decision that I made years ago that I know is helping me, and I'm hoping that this live can help somebody in the same way it's helped me. It's like a mindset. Let me see who pull up in here. Miss Cass, what they do? Prayers up, blessings up. I'm gonna be on this live for probably about 15 minutes before my sister called me. My sister in town. I just wanted to come down by the lake. I wanted to talk about this, right? Because I had a little situation that happened over when me and my wife just came back from a little 3-day vacation for some us time to celebrate success and stuff like that. Because we be so busy, man. Like, we've been so busy over the last 3 years. It's a trip. Even when we go on vacation, I was talking about this when we was just where we was on the beach at up here in Fort Lauderdale, and I was just talking about, I was like, man, every vacation that we took over the last 3 years, I still been working. I still been working while I'm on vacation. And this last vacation, I was trying to set it up. I was trying to set it up where I could just chill and I could just be off the map, but it was like I still didn't do it. I didn't get everything done that needed to be done where I could just relax and everything stay in motion to where I wanted to get the next phase where I want to get in the time frame that I got. So it's just like, man, I just been on go. But a little situation happened when I was on vacation. I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, it is nice. I'm down here by the lake. What's good? Really enjoy your videos and eating healthy. That's what I'm talking about. The dude, what they do, man. Prayers up, blessings up. Y'all do me a favor, man. Smash the like button. I see we got 64 people on the live. 9 likes. If you could smash that like button, I'd appreciate it. And if you could see me clean, drop a 4 in the comments. Let me see, because sometimes I have bad service when I'm down here by the lake. If you could hear me good and if you could see me clean, drop a 4 in the comments. Y'all do me a favor, smash that like button. I see we got 88 people on the live, 21 likes. Miss Cats, what they do? Leo, what's good? ML, what's poppin'? Okay, Chris V, what they do? Okay. Ace, what's good? Ferguson. Okay, let me go ahead and get into it. So, okay, let me just explain. So, I had a situation where, right now, let me not explain the details because I'm actually gonna document this. Let me think about how I'm gonna say this first. Okay, let me say it like this. I believe that the majority of the issue when it comes to people like coming together and staying united and working through differences to be more powerful as a group of people or as friends or as a family or whatever, like in a relationship, I believe the core issue comes down to 2 things. I believe it comes down, and I came to this awareness probably like 3-4 years ago. I'm 42 years old. I believe it comes down to a mindset, having a mindset that I'm going to do my best to understand somebody's point of view when it's different than mine. If your point of view is different than my point of view, I'm gonna do my best to understand your point of view. Even if I don't agree with it, it gotta be a reason why that's your point of view. Like if we argue, if something turns into an argument and I have one point of view and you have another point of view, it gotta be a reason why your point of view is what it is. So I'm gonna do my best to understand your point of view. And secondly, I think the biggest issue is a lack of control over emotion in communication. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, to have a mindset, I don't care if I get mad, I don't care if I'm full of like distrust, I don't care what my emotion that I'm going through, I don't care if I'm extremely passionate about what I'm talking about. I'm finna control the way I sound. I'm not gonna raise my voice in this conversation. I'm not gonna raise my voice in this conversation. So let me know if anybody agrees with me on this one. I'm curious, because some people, they don't mind. Like, some people just loud. Like, I know people that they argue a lot, and they're passionate, they're loud, they're aggressive when they talk, and it's not like, in their mind, it's not like a personal thing. It's not like they doing that out of disrespect. It's just the way they are. But let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this as a man, and also I'm curious as a woman's perspective. When someone starts yelling at you, do you feel like it's disrespectful? Yes or no? I'm curious. I'm just curious. If you conversating with someone and they the first one, they start yelling at you, do you take it as disrespect? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious. Okay, Max say yes. Okay, Solo say no. Mac dropped it again. Yes. If someone starts yelling at you in a conversation, do you feel like they're yelling because they have a lack of respect for you as a person? Yes or no? I'm curious how that goes. Okay, Paul say yes. Miss Cat say yes. Belle say yes. Michelle, what they do? Yeah, that's how I am. Like, I look at it like this. This is something that I realized probably when I was about 23. I think is when I connected these dots. And I noticed how many fights that I seen get started over an argument and shootouts. I was able to connect the dots by the time I was 23. I'm like, you know what? The majority of the fights that I ever seen and shootouts that I ever seen started from an argument. It started with an argument and then it escalated. And so when I realized that, I was like, I made a decision then. I said, you know what? I'm never going to raise my voice with another man. I'm not going to raise my voice with another man because he might take it as a sign of disrespect. And then he might be ready to get violent with me. And unless I want that, I'm not going to raise my voice. And then when I thought through it, I'm like, okay, if I feel like I need to get violent with somebody, if I raise my voice, I'm just getting rid of the element of surprise. You feel me? I'd rather just stay quiet. If I got to pop off, I'm just going to pop off. You ain't going to see it coming. And so when I thought it through, I'm like, it don't make no sense to raise my voice with somebody, like aggressively, like it just don't make no sense. And so then as I was thinking through it more, I'm like, okay, if I show a man that type of respect, I need to show women that type of respect too, because that ain't right. Like if I'm going to control myself in the way that I talk to a man to avoid confrontation and violence, I'm going to do the same thing with a woman. I'm never going to be the one to raise my voice behind a misunderstanding, behind if I feel like you lying to me, whatever the issue is, I'm going to just talk to you. And that was a decision that I made in my 20s. And I just keep getting better. Sometimes I lose control of myself, but I rarely do at this point. Like, I'm really good at keeping my tone of voice neutral through misunderstandings. And also, I'm really good at listening. You know what I mean? I needed this gem. It's pure wisdom, exactly. Calm and collected. Yeah, man, and it has helped me out a lot. But here's the issue, right? This is the thing that's hard for me to deal with, and I'm still working through it. So this is how I deal when somebody like raises their voice with me, because I had an issue over the weekend where that happened. Someone raised their voice with me, and I let them know they need to chill out. For real, like, calm down. And they didn't. And I ended up mashing. I was just like, because I gave about 3 warnings. I'm like, all right, like, you getting disrespectful, you out of pocket. I'm telling you, I'm about to hang up. And it kept going, so I hung up, right? But but at the same time, there's things in motion right now. At the same time, it's money in motion. So it's like, do I want to stop the money or keep going because we're getting closer to the finish line? So here's my decision that I make when it comes to this. When it comes to people, whether it's in relationships, business, counsel, whatever. When someone raises their voice, right, with me, I'm gonna let them cool off. And then we're gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna tell them, like, because I've noticed this about people. Some people will be like, man, I'm passionate. It's not. Don't take it personal. Don't confuse it for anger. Like, I wasn't gonna do nothing to you, man. Like, I was just in the moment. Like I wouldn't do that to you. Like, so people might explain it like that. And then, okay, cool. But here's the thing. And this is really the point why I wanted to get on this live. I'm gonna give you one chance, and then I'm gonna tell you the way I take loud talk, the way personally that I take it is as disrespect. Because here's the thing, like, America is full of liars. Let's keep it a buck with each other. America is full of deceit and lies. We've all been lied to so much that it's jaded. Like, if you've been blessed to live 40 years, right? Even 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you've been lied to so many times to where it's hard to trust anybody. Right or wrong? If you agree with that statement, drop a 4 in the chat. If you agree with the fact that, listen, I've been lied to so many times, I done lost count. There's no way I don't even know how many times people out here lying to insurance companies to get a claim. People out here lying to lenders when it comes to business opportunities. Look, I just spent $10,000 to make this happen. Let me recoup the $10,000 when really they spent $5,500. They recouped $10,000 and they pocketed $4,500. People doing this type of activity in business. Okay, you're paying me to do this job. It's gonna cost me $20,000 to do the job, and I want $5,000 for my money, right? And then really it costed them $10,000 to do the job. So really they making 15 and you think they paying them 5. It happens in the street all the time. I could go on and on and on when it comes to just money and truth and honesty. But then also, I mean, man, I remember when I believed that Santa Claus was real. I remember when I believed that the Tooth Fairy was gonna put money underneath my pillow, and then it was money underneath my pillow, and I thought the Tooth Fairy came. And I was in my imagination, I wondered what the Tooth Fairy looked like. I still remember this when I was a kid. I'm like, dang, I wonder, was it like a girl? Like, how small is the Tooth Fairy? Is it like, if I would have opened my eyes, would I have been able to see? Is the Tooth Fairy invisible? I remember when I realized April Fool's is a holiday that encourages lying. That one blew my mind. April Fool's blew my mind. When I finally peeped it, I'm like, hold up. April Fool's is a holiday centered around lying to people and laughing about it, tricking them. Halloween is trick or treat. I was taught in school Thanksgiving was all about the Pilgrims and the Indians being peaceful and showing thanks and trading with each other, and it was all nice and all that. Point what I'm trying to make is, and then you got all different type of religions out here. You got one religion saying this is the true God, another religion saying this is the true God. Then you got people that are spiritual that say, listen, this is the universe. You got to, like, and who's to know about these things? You got people that say, if you're not a good person, when you die, you're gonna go to hell. Then the other person say, oh, well, when you're a good person, you're gonna go to heaven. And then when you go to church, you're in church, they're saying, listen, if you don't give your life over to God and do it like this, when you die, you're going to hell forever, right? They're telling everybody in the church that. And then somebody in the church died, and then you know that they was out here wilding. You know. I don't know if you had anybody pass that you know they was out here wilding. But then when they went to the church and got buried, everybody go to heaven. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? In church, they're hitting me with the fear tactic. If you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. But then when I go to that same church, and when I know the person that died, that same preacher said they went to heaven. I never went to a funeral and the preacher said they went to hell. So I'm trying to figure out how this is true. How is that true then? How are you being honest? How are you being honest? When I peeped that was a big turn off to me. If it makes sense what I'm saying, drop a 4 in the chat. And I'm only saying this to make my point as clear as possible. That As people, Brandy, what they do. Ebony, what they do. I see you. Sean, what's up? As people, this is what I believe. We have to have an understanding for each other's lack of trust, man. We have to understand that. Even if I'm being fully honest with you, and I've been honest with you for a whole year straight, I've never lied to you, and you question something that I'm doing, I don't have to do it, it's my choice, but what I'm saying is, I believe it's wise to have patience and understanding for people's lack of trust. Look around, man. Look around, man. Everybody out here getting lied to consistently. When I cut on the TV and I look at a McDonald's commercial, everybody on the commercial eating burgers is skinny. When I look at a Taco Bell commercial, everybody eating a taco from Taco Bell, they skinny. I see a Snickers commercial in a basketball game, they eating the Snickers, everybody's skinny. When I buy a bag of chips that's this big, from the store, there's this much chips in the bag. And so yeah, we all traumatized. Yeah, nobody trusts nobody. Yeah, right, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So okay, bam. So this is what I'm hoping can help somebody. This is where I'm at now in my development. And I'm always changing, but this is my decision now. Most people, unless you got skin in the game with me and we going through a process of achieving something together, if we going through a process of achieving something together, you got one chance to raise your voice with me. One chance. That's it. Once you do it once, I'm gonna let you cool down. And then I'm going to make sure we have a conversation where I let you know whether you understand it or not. I take raising voice as disrespect, because here's the thing. You might tell me, oh, I would never get violent with you. I would never try you like that. I wasn't thinking about violence with you. I don't feel like I could take it there with you in violence and win. Like, you could tell me that that's what you're thinking, but I have to trust you now that that's what you're thinking. And if I'm in your circle and in your vicinity and you have had a violent thought about me, I don't want to be in that circle. I'm going to do my best to avoid that situation because I don't want to take it. I don't want to have to hurt you and I don't want to get hurt. Or worse. Turn that thing up crazy. Brenna turned up over here in the backyard real quick. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the point what I was trying to make with this live, right, is this. I think that if you're not already thinking like this, it will help to take on a mindset of controlling passion, anger, frustration, being aware of the tonality when you speak. Like, if you're not thinking about that, please, I'm encouraging you to really start looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself, am I controlling that? Because here's the thing, it could be someone that you raise your voice with, right? And it turned them off forever. They look at you different forever because of that. Like the person that I just went through this with, the way I was looking at them before a few days ago, now I look at them different because of what happened. I can't help it. Like, I see you different now. I gotta watch you different. And then on top of that, I'm asking specific questions because I need clarity and you jumping mad. Here's another thing what I noticed. Most people that are telling the truth, they're patient. It be the liars that jump mad when you don't believe them. Like, they'll explain themselves a few. And here's the thing. When I used to lie a lot, because I used to lie a lot, especially the women that try to have sex and all that, I was out of control with lying. But I lied for money. I lied to get my way. Like, I used to be a big liar, for real. And so I used to hate, for example, like if I cheated on somebody, right? And then it was questioning me about what I was doing. I would give her about 2 to 3 explanations. But if she keep on questioning, I'm jumping mad. I was jumping mad because I didn't want her to ask the right question to prove it that I was, because now she was getting a little too detailed with these questions. So I'm jumping mad and I'm making it seem like, okay, so you don't trust me. If you don't trust me, then we don't. I'm jumping mad, and it usually works. It usually works, man, because once you jump mad, they usually will stop the situation. But guess what? That was bad, man. I was wrong for that. I was wrong for that, man. I feel like when I look back at my old self and the things that I did, I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done out of selfishness. So let's say you are telling the truth and you get frustrated, right? And you start getting loud with somebody. Let's say you are telling the truth. Once you jump mad and start getting loud with them, they probably gonna think you lying. So you might as well control yourself. If it makes sense what I just said, drop a 4 in the chat. If it makes sense what I just said, drop a 4 in the chat. What part of Florida is this? We down in Miami. I see y'all. Nisha, KJ, what's poppin'? Carol, what's good? Nuru, Jennifer, Jeremiah, Lucinia. I see y'all, man. It's all love. Nice, man. Cause here's probably the last point that I want to make. My sister still ain't called me. I'm gonna get off this live when my sister called me. Here's another thing. I realized I was trained to be competitive minded. I was trained to debate and win, to be the one for my point wins over your point. It's a way that we've been programmed through school, movies, TV, sports, debating clubs, the debate when the presidential debates. It's always one side versus the other side, and one of them got to be the right one. So one team got to beat the other team. One president got to out-debate the other president. One got to be right and one got to be wrong. And we had debate clubs in high school. We had the debate clubs in high school where now one person's got to debate this point of view and the other one got to make a better point with this side. And only one is going to win. And so my whole thing is, why wasn't it a class taught on communication skills and listening skills? And the point is for both sides to understand each other. I have never seen that in life. I have never seen that in life where it's like, okay, let me teach these kids. Okay, when you get into a situation where you see something one way and someone else sees something another way, this is where we got to understand how to communicate in this situation. And the primary focus got to be, first I'm going to give you 5 minutes to explain yourself. And I'm really going to listen because it's not making sense what you're saying to me right now. So I'm going to listen. Explain yourself. I'm going to listen. I'm not going to cut you off. And then give me 5 minutes. Listen. And then I'm going to give you 5 minutes to ask me questions. And then you're going to give me 5 minutes. Or excuse me, I'm going to give whatever. And then you're going to ask me questions. I was trying to think how to say that. The point is 5 minutes to explain ourselves and 5 minutes each to ask questions and listen to the answers. At that point, we got to come to a decision. Either we agree or we disagree, but we understand. I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Or actually, it makes sense what you're saying, and I agree with it. Because sometimes both people could actually have a point that both people could understand and agree with, and what will happen in that situation is now both of our wisdom increased. Whereas if I beat you, now you feel defeated, and I feel better than you, and now you looking at me sideways, and now I feel kind of low-key paranoid, wondering how you feeling about things. Nothing good come from that. Because not everyone communicates well. Yeah, it's because we wasn't taught, man. That's what I really believe. We wasn't taught communication. Check this out, and I thought about this. Why? Because I wasn't always a good communicator. And I got a long way to go, but I've made a decision, a conscious choice. For the rest of my life, I'm in the process of mastering communication because I believe that the power of words is the most powerful force on this planet. Is our words. Because in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He said, let there be light, and there was light. The first thing that happened in creation was, first he hovered over the waters of the deep, and he was looking. So he was observing. So obviously he was thinking. And then he said, let there be light. First he said let the waters be separated. Then he said, let there be light. And there was light. So everything happened from what he said first. Everything happened from what he said first. That's right there in the Bible, man. And so the more, and everything that I got, everything that I've achieved through life, it all started with thought first and then the word after. So yeah, I want to master words, man. I want to master communication. So that's a decision that I make for me. And from making that decision, it's led me to where I'm at. And I never feel like I know it all. I can't let myself do that because then I won't get better. But I wasn't taught that. Nobody came to me and it was like, I didn't learn that in class. Like I just had to learn that through life experience, you know? God is a she. Now, and it might be. It might be true. I say he because that's what I believe, but and then who knows about these things, you know? It might be true. It make a lot of sense that God could be a woman because a woman is where all life come from. All of us came out of a woman. But on the same token, all of us came out as semen out of our fathers too. It wasn't just like the woman just created us, you know? Bro over here listening to the Poison over there, boy. Golly. I used to listen to music like this. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. That's another thing. I started listening to rap like this. You know what I'm saying? Because it had me out here tripping. Now it's a turn off. Like the same. I used to ride around bumping it. Like I had two 15-inch speakers in my trunk. I was riding around bumping. And there'd be times when I see people just looking at me like they was disgusted and I thought they was haters. But no, now I get it. I'm like, okay. I was out of pocket. Just listening to vulgar murder music about drugs and sex and pimping and kids in the car with people in the car with their kids. You don't know what you don't know, I guess, man. Age and wisdom, yeah, that's the truth, man. And hopefully, you know. I don't know if it's gonna work, man. Can you hear me? I keep getting phone calls. Cannot hear you. Dang. We back good? Okay, bingo. That's crazy. The second call made it come back. Okay. Anyway, that was my sister down the street. She about to pick me up in a minute. The point that's basically